Welcome to Comrade Media. July 8th, a day of historical importance. Vasco da Gama's first voyage to India. On this day in 1497, Vasco da Gama sailed from Lisbon with a fleet of 4 vessels, and he ultimately opened a sea route from Western Europe to Asia by way of the Cape of Good Hope, ushering in a new era in world history. Da Gama sailed from Lisbon on July 8, 1497 with a fleet of 4 vessels, 2 medium-sized, 3-masted sailing ships, each of about 120 tons, named the Zio Gabriel and the Zio Raphael, a 50-ton caravel named the Berio, and a 200-ton starship. With Da Gama's fleet went 3 interpreters, 2 Arabic speakers and one who spoke several Bantu dialects. The fleet also carried padros, stone pillars, to set up as marks of discovery. Passing the Canary Islands on July 15th, the fleet reached Santiago in the Cape Verde Islands on the 26th, remaining there until August 3rd. Then, to avoid currents of the Gulf Guinea, Da Gama undertook a long detour through the South Atlantic before attempting to round the Cape of Good Hope. The fleet reached Santa Helena Bay in modern South Africa on November 7th. Unfavorable winds and the adverse current delayed the rounding of the Cape of Good Hope until November 22nd. After 3 days, Da Gama anchored in Mossel Bay, erected a padrao on an island, and ordered the storeship to be broken. Sailing again on December 8th, the fleet reached the coast of Natal on Christmas Day. On January 11, 1498, it anchored for 5 days near the mouth of a small river between Natal and Mozambique, which they called the Rio de Cobre. On January 25th, in what now is called the Mozambique, they reached the Quilane River, which they called the Rio dos Bons Chinas, the river of good omens, and erected another padrao or stone pillar. By this time, many of the crews were sick with scurvy. The expedition rested a month while the ships were repaired. On March 2nd, the fleet reached the island of Mozambique, the inhabitants of which believed the Portuguese to be Muslims like themselves. Da Gama learned that they traded with Arab merchants and that 4 Arab vessels laden with gold, jewels, silver and spices were then in port. He was also told that Prester John, the long-sought Christian ruler, lived in the interiors but held many coastal cities. The Sultan of Mozambique supplied Da Gama with 2 pilots, and one of whom deserted when he discovered that the Portuguese were Christians. The expedition reached Mombasa, now in Kenya, on April 7, 1948, and dropped anchor at Malindi, now also in Kenya. On April 14, where a Gujarati pilot who knew the route to Calicut on the southwest coast of India was taken abroad. After a 23-day run across the Indian Ocean, the Ghats mountains of India were sighted and Calicut was reached on May 20, 1948.